So it's a bit of an update. As you can see, I'm hard at work getting all of the bottom paint off the boat, and it's slow going, but it's being done. If we look a little bit closer, you can see there's quite a bit of stuff on it. So I'm scraping off the best that I can, but we of course have the osmosis blisters all over the boat. Well, it's going, yeah, it's showing up on the camera as well. So you can see there is a bit, but you see the size of them. This is my thumb and this is the blisters, so they're quite small, but nevertheless there is osmosis on the boat, and that should have been taken care of. But unfortunately I'm forced to put the boat back into the water. And that's a bit annoying, but that's the way it is. So I have to get it prepped really fast to get it back in the water within the next week or two, because they're going to do some landscaping work along the seaside here, and this is going to be paved, and there's going to be a place to park like mobile homes and so on for the summer, because the area that's usually used for this purpose is going to be it's not accessible this year, so they have to do something else. So that's the issue. So now I'm forced to put the boat back into the water quite quickly. So that is really annoying, but I have to do it. Here is the last of the old bottom paint that I need to remove or scrape off. It's quite a few really thick layers of bottom paint, and as you can see, there's a lot of places where it doesn't stick at all. So I'm just scraping it off, so all of the hull has been scraped, and after this I'm going to sand it. Finally, some good news. I told you in the updated video that I had to relaunch the boat, and I would ruin my chances of fixing the osmosis this summer, and that was what I had planned. So I was really looking forward to get this job off my list, so I could, yeah, put the underside of the hull at the checklist and say the boat is okay. And then I got a message, we are doing some changes in the summertime. The boatyard is going to be used for RVs. Okay, then I have to launch the boat. So I've been working like crazy to get the boat ready, and of course my bottom paint got delayed, so it ships probably tomorrow. So So I've been waiting for that for a while, and I'm a bit anxious to get me out of here, and I don't want to be in anybody's way, so I try to do my best to get out of here. So I'm doing my best, and there is a storage building nearby, and you can store your boat inside there in the winter time. So I looked up the owner and called him, so I'm going to meet with him in a few minutes, and asked if I could put my boat on the outside because it's too big to fit through the door, so the gate isn't high enough. But I can fit it on the outside in a corner, and I put a tent over it, so then all will be good. So that's really good. So if it's not too expensive, that is my option. So then I'll keep the boat there until next spring, and then the bottom job will be done and the boat will be good to go. So that would be a huge relief. So, and also I get to spend the summer the way I planned it, so it doesn't mess up too much. Finally, it's a bit peace and quiet here, and the wind has died down a bit, so it's possible to do some recordings. We got to move the boat today. You've probably already seen that. So now I'm back to plan A. The boat is not going to be launched like I previously updated on, because of there was available a spot here, so I just had to clear off some of all of this metal pieces, and yeah, now there is a available spot for me that's outside of the marinas property. So it's a storage building that owns this lot, so I'm renting a place here, so the boat can stay here until next summer, no problem, and longer if necessary. So yeah, I'm continuing to remove old layers of bottom paints and primers. So now I'm trying to get rid of this first layer of bottom paint, and that's this black layer here. And that is hard bottom paint, so it's not ablative bottom paint. It's the hard stuff, and that's quite old. But I want to be able to scrape off all of this bottom paint until I get into the primer layers, before I start sanding, because this just gunks up the sander, and I'm going to use the sander for all sorts of stuff later on. So I don't want to have this bottom paint dust inside of it. I just figured it was better to wait. I've bought a brand new Bosch sander, random orbital sander, so it's gonna be nice to try out. So since I now know for sure that the boat is going to stay out of the water, I'm gonna take out the sea cocks and the through holes. These are the through holes for the toilet, and there's one the other side for water intake for the galley. So that is going to be done, and also the sail drive is going to come off sometime this winter. So in the winter time I'm going to work on the sail drive and the engine. In really bad weather I will also work on the engine, so hopefully the engine is going to be fixed before the winter, but the sail drive is a nice project to take and bring home. So yeah, that's the situation. I'm just using a normal scraper to remove the bottom paint. It's not very efficient, it's rather not very efficient, but like I said, I don't want to get all of this bottom paint stuff into the sander and the vacuum and so on. I'd like to keep like less harmful materials inside of it. So yeah, I'm just trying to do my best. This is my scraper, and kind old man in the marina came by and he felt sorry for me. He said, you need a new blade. He has been working in a furniture factory, and for one of the machines they had some blades that fits these scrapes. He said they are much better, they're sharper and they last much longer. So he went over there and picked up 2 used ones, and he gave to me. I believe this is the brand. So he gave a few used ones to me, 2 of them, and that is a game changer. Now it's just shearing off. It's amazing. So I would say I work at least 4 times as fast as I used to with the old scraper blade, and I thought that was not too bad. It was not like brand new, but it was like after 10 minutes of use it was like dull enough, and it stayed that way. It hasn't gotten any worse, so I figured I just have to live with this. This is so amazing. So this is gonna speed up the process a bit, so I'll just take a little break now and get some more fresh blood into my arms and my shoulders and move about a little bit, because it's still tiring, but not far as bad as it used to be. So yeah, this is amazing. It's hard work. I figured I could show you the real pace for a moment to break up the time lapse a bit. So that is the real time sample of what I'm doing. It's not very interesting to watch, but you see in these areas there is blisters. All the white spot that comes through is raised areas of the gel coat, so there's a blister underneath it. So I have to go back with a Dremel tool, grind out every one of these, and you can see here is several, but in some places the barrier coats and primers is not really adhered to the gel coat, so they just flake off like this. That makes the blisters harder to see, but I guess if it's too hard, when I grind off all of the blisters that I can see, I will come in with a orbital sander, random orbital sander, and sand the whole area. And I guess I will see the high spots again, so I could grind it out. And when I've completely sanded all the gel coat away, I guess I will be able to see if there is any blisters in the laminate still. So it's going to be like in three sequences of grinding out blisters. So finally I'm finished scraping bottom paint off the boat, and what you can see now is the extent of the osmosis that's going on this boat. See all of these small blisters everywhere. This is not a blister, this is a patch where the primer didn't adhere to the gel coat, but you can see here is a blister, and yeah, it's basically there, and perhaps one here, maybe a little one over here, and one here. So there's blisters all over. So this is the extent of the osmosis. Now I'm going to grind out every single one of these. So there's quite a bit of work to come. So yeah, I'm leaving this area or this layer of primer and so on, barrier coat, on top of the gel coat, because it's easier to see the blisters through. They poke through, and they're really visible. Next phase, if I take off everything, see they're a bit more difficult to see. So I'm gonna grind out everything I can find while the boat is covered in this barrier coat, and after that I'm going to sand off all of the barrier coat and all of the gel coat underneath the hull. And then I will be going back, washing the hull, and looking for more blisters that I have not seen before. So that's what I'm doing. Perhaps I'll check while I'm sanding the gel coat, because I might be able to see high spots in the laminate, so that pokes through the gel coat when I'm sanding. So, and I will grind out the blisters that I find. So there's quite a bit of work up ahead. You see, on this side of the skag I tried to shave off everything, and the blisters are impossible to see here almost. So that's when I figured out I wouldn't scrape off more than this. Here it's easy to see where the blisters are, and it's all over the hull. Tiny blisters. So we'll see how it goes. In this area the primer didn't adhere to the gel coat in any way. It's quite slick, and there's no scratch mark in it. It's not been sanded before they tried to apply it. Up here there is a bit of sanding or scarring from the sander, but down here it's just smooth. So that's no good. So yeah, That's the situation.